Okay, so if we want to simplify the following square roots, we are first going to need to be familiar with our common squares. And so if we look at these, if we want to simplify the square root of 9, we need to look and see on our common squares sheet or slide where 9 shows up. And we see 9 right here at 3 squared. So 9 is the same thing as 3 squared. And remember that square roots and squares act against each other, which leaves us just with 3. Now, if we're taking the square root of something, you cannot forget the plus and minus because there's always 2. And we're going to do the same thing with the square root of 64. We're going to look on our common squares list and see where it shows up. And it shows up right here at 8 squared. So 64 is the same thing as 8 squared, so we're going to sub it in. We still haven't taken the square root. And the square root of 8 squared, the squares and square roots go against, is 8, but since it's a square root, we have the plus and minus. And then we'll do the same thing with 196. 196 shows up at 14 squared. So 196 is the same thing as 14 squared. So we'll sub it in. And the square root of 14 squared is equal to plus or minus 14.